those magnificent men in their flying machine. They go up to the up, up, they go down to the up, down.
Okay. Right, sorry, keep it in the camera. We're going to tackle the undercarriage now. So, the fairings and the bottom wing, as I call it, it's probably not the right name, as everyone keeps telling me, that's what I call it. So, you don't get this with the kit, right? You get the side, oh, it's just out of the camera, isn't it? Bear with me, I'm just trying to get it right. That's it. You don't get this with the kit. I'll pan around so you don't get motion sickness, as I call it. This bit came with a kit. This is for the actual side fairings go down the bottom part of the fuselage. Now you'll see it in the camera there, but there's a piece here and it sits there. Right, so I thought I'd show you how I make the bottom wing, or whatever they call it. We call it a bottom wing. I do. It goes in between the wheels, basically. Okay, now that doesn't come with a kit. Okay, so what I was going to say, I thought I'd show you. Right, so basically you find a piece of wood. Piece of scrap balsa. Now, I was going to check this in the camera. It's really hard for a camera lady. It's not very good, but I'll do my best. Right. So what you do is you get your bar that runs between the fuselage wheels, right, the undercarriage wheels in, right, and you just get a ruler and you mark it out the width of the bar a little bit wider, okay, and then obviously you got the right length. It goes between the wheels. It's just a bit of scrap to show you. You get a Dremel. And you gently go down it like so. You take your time. Why do this rougher? So you can see, God, bring back my camera now. So you got your groove, that's where your bar goes. Okay, and obviously you offer it up to the bar to make sure you've got enough of space. It doesn't really matter how deep you go, because then you put epoxy resin in there. But before you do all that, then you find the top plate, which is this piece here, a bit of scrap balsa, and you put it on, right, just to get it right. And then you sand it to shape, holding it. I use a band, the belt sander, but you just hold it and you sand it to the acquired shape, which is usually you have to get it. Looking at the picture, I'm in the camera, you get this nice sort of elliptical round shape like so. I don't know if you'll see it on the camera there, but anyway, and you sand it to that. Bear in mind, it does get a bit tricky, this bit. Yeah, I clamped it first of all, and then sanded the bottom bit round and all that. And then once you've got it to the shape you're happy with, you then put epoxy resin in here and then smooth it over the top, and then this is where the motion sickness will come into it. Oh, I can see nose. Right, so, but you know, but I might add, you follow suit with the side fairings for the leg struts, the undercarriage legs. Exactly the same process. Now this came with a kit. This one came with a kit, and I found that, we're looking at the picture, which I'll show you in a minute, they're not quite wide enough. So I'm going to add a piece of strip balsa on the end there. Right, I'm going to utilise what came with the kit because it's nicely cut out. Okay, and I'll put a piece on, and then I'll use a piece of scrap balsa over the side of it on the top, and I'll sand them to shape because they go into quite a pin. Okay, the other way of doing it is that you could sand it roughly and then just put, because they're all going to be covered, I might add, I'll show you in a minute, they'll all get covered with the Fulham Solatex. But if you were doing it sort of like just to paint straight on, spray straight to the wood, then you'd add a piece on. And the other way of doing it is you could put a bit of covering over and glue it so it's pointy, but yeah, it's a bit silly really, but there you go. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a piece on here and that, and then do what I said, just get that on and then just sand them together and then epoxy resin them in. So if I'm a bit vague, I'm a bit tired, like, so it's a bit of a rough day working in that, and the weather is absolutely awful here, as it probably is in the rest of England and Wales and Scotland. Right, so UK is probably a better word to use. Okay, so now just bear with me now and I'll take the camera off the stand, which is probably a lot easier. Right. Okay, I'll just get rid of this stand. Alright. So you get the desired effect. Oh, hang on. Okay, so that's how it'll be, if you can see it. And the idea is, well, once you've got the epoxy resin in on the wood, line it up so the bottom part, which is flat, is in line with the fuse. That makes sense? So when you put the whole wheels on and that, it'll be in the right place, okay? And I'm just waiting for that. It's 5-inch epoxy, so it'll probably be cured by now, but I give it a bit longer. And then I'll concentrate on, like I said, here, the legs, here and here. And then you look at the picture, you see, that's what I keep looking at, the picture. Alright, to try and get the right idea. Okay? See. Alright, so that's the undercarriage. Alright, and I might add, this is basic, I should have showed you that, but I had to cut this. Remember I said in the previous video, these were two, I got two of these the same in the kit, and it should have been one shorter. So I just cut, I basically measured it off the plan and cut it and bent it with a Dremel and a vise and got them to the right length, which is obviously there, you can see that, self-explanatory. Okay, and I might add as well, the bar it came with the kit was too short because I've only got these wheels that I got off Martin Thompson. They're not exactly the right wheels, but until I do get the right wheels, I'm going to use these. These are off a puppeteer kit, Flair puppeteer kit. Okay, well that's all I've got at the moment. So if anyone's got a set of wheels I want to sell that look like these, then I'll buy them off you. Okay, 1/6 scale. Okay, that'd be nice. Anyway, but so that's why I do it that way. That's why I had to put an extended bar in that I got, right? So that's that bit at the moment. So show you how tired I am. So we'll come in now. So the engine mounting, on the previous day I showed you I'd cut it all out, but I've cut a bit more to allow the exhaust pipe to come through off the engine. And then I built an engine yesterday. See, look, a little engine like this. Right. Now, it's a scrap bolster, and just your imagination and looking at the picture, it's not accurate to their thing, but there's nothing I can do. So these are just bits of off-cut metal bar I've epoxied into the holes, and it will fit, if I can get it on the camera. The hole, I've pre-drilled the holes there, and that will slot into them when it's ready. I'm going to spray it first, and obviously do the other side where the exhaust sits. And that'll be sort of like, just to make it look a bit more realistic. And this will be sprayed silver. Okay, a bolster lock it, and then spray it silver, so you get the effect. Okay, well that's, I'm quite pleased with that, because it was just a bit mucking about, you know. Yeah, so it'll go in quite nicely. Can't see with the camera, but there you go. It was sitting anyway. Okay, again, look at the picture, because that's what that's the key. You must look at the picture all the time to get basically what you can get out of it. Okay. Alright, so yeah, it's all odds and sods now. You know, I'm just, by this time next week, I'll actually be nearest finishing it, or depending on work, I'll going to start covering it soon. Oh yeah, how could I forget that? So the top wing, right, the top wing. If you bear with me, I'll put it up here. Yesterday I put a video on Stacey, and that is more like, I'm pleased with the side bits because they actually do look like they're real clean. And that's all I had. And that gentleman who put online about going to a railway shop and model shop, and yeah, well, that's what you know and what you don't know, and at the time I didn't know, so I've just used like thin ply strip. That'd be close enough for me. I'm happy with that. And then there's a piece that sticks up here, whatever that is. But I'll do that after I've covered the wing, so I don't knock it. You know, there's little bits here and there, but we'll get there. But I'm quite pleased with that, I really am. You know, that's exactly, you know, it looks more or less like it is on the real plane. In fact, I'll try and get it on the real plane, bear with me. There you go, right. See? So you see, I think it's right. I'm quite pleased with that. So, you know, this could have done with being a bit higher, but I don't go any further. It's because on the real plane, the edges of these wings are not like that. They bevel in, they taper in. But obviously that's not glued to the plane. And obviously it's not strong enough in this plane, unless you were rigging it, and then yeah. But we're not doing that, so that's as best you can get it, as close as you can. So yeah, so I'm happy with that. I am actually quite happy with that. I'm really pleased with the wiring bit of it there. I like the wires there. I think that's pretty good. Yeah. It's just a bit. People have asked me where you get all this from. Well, really, you got to use your imagination a lot. You know, you just got to sort of sit back and think. Well, what can I use that I've got in the workshop to achieve the? And if you have to go out and get stuff, then you do. You know, but eventually, it's all down to practice. That's what I can say, guys and dolls and all that. Ladies and gentlemen, it really is a case of each model I build, I seem to do a little bit better, if you know what I mean, and that's how I've done it. You know, if you really love building like I do, then you put your heart into it, and you just think, you know, you're going to make mistakes along the way, and you have to accept these things, you know. So that's all I can really say. Somebody asked me about that the other day, so I just thought I'd mention it. Anyway, that's that. Okay then. So I'm going to get on with it now. Okay, cheerio, bye.
Those magnificent men, those magnificent men, those magnificent men in the